Good morning everyone. Today I'm going to be going over my numbers for 2024. I can happily say I'm very happy with the outcome of just strictly eBay. I also want to go over some of the changes that are going to definitely increase my business profits and also my margins. Let's get started with all the details. The first and most important thing is returns and best offer. So if you've been following me for a while, I mentioned a couple of times that I don't offer returns and I don't offer best offer. And that was throughout the whole year of 2024. So the outcome number that I'm going to tell you towards the end of this video is going to show you is completely possible to sell online without returns or best offer on. This year, I do feel like that was somewhat of a locked door for me. So I definitely want to unlock that and open it. So I'm going to be offering customer pays returns and also best offer on most of my listings. If I'm selling something for parts and repair, I'm not going to offer best offer for that, but for everything else I will. For the most part, especially clothing, a lot of people I think get deterred when they see no returns on clothing. I think opening the door for that is going to help. Best offer, so I did send out offers all throughout 2024. So that in turn is like having best offer on, but it's not also, because a lot of people, when they don't see the best offer option on and they have two of the same listings, they might choose the one with the offer. Or same thing with returns. If one listing has returns and the other one doesn't, they might actually choose the one with the returns. Having that unlocked is definitely going to change the game for me too. I really think it's going to be a really good year, especially with those two features on eBay. Another change that I'm continuing from last year is cross posting. So I use List Perfectly to cross post most of my items. Has definitely been a game changer. Recently, I upgraded my List Perfectly app to auto share on Poshmark and also auto send offers. And that has been a huge game changer. Definitely a couple extra $100 a month even before doing that, but after doing that, more worth it. I know it is a little bit of a paywall, but it can be worth it if you're listing the right stuff. And I'm not saying that you need to have those features on. Just the basic program should help you. Actually, last weekend, for example, I had a really bad sales weekend on eBay, and Poshmark came through and saved that weekend for me. So it definitely helps, especially with those low sale days where it's so difficult to sell something. It feels like you're never going to sell anything again. Having stuff listed in other platforms definitely helps in those particular situations. This one's probably on the bucket list of a bunch of sellers online, and it's buy better. It's easier said than done, and it's always changing, especially with certain genres of clothing, toys, etc. Video games usually have a trend as well, so you just have to follow it well, be updated. What I mean by buy better is, not buying horrible brands that are not going to sell, keeping up with what's going on. Also studying. So I've done a couple of those BOLO videos where I show you guys what to buy, just to get an idea of what to buy when you're out there, because if you don't, you go blind and you trust your gut. Yeah, your gut might work for half of the stuff you bought, but then the other half is just junk. So I'm also being a lot pickier. I know I do want to list daily, but I don't want to list garbage. I don't want to list stuff that's just going to sit there. That's definitely something I want to improve on, and I think I can do it in 2025. I just continue studying and putting in the work, and I think it should definitely pay off. Just to name a few things that be on the lookout for items has worked for me is Yadro, Build-A-Bear, Monster High, Bibles, and clothing. A lot of those I wouldn't have picked up in the past had I not done my studying. Definitely a game changer. I definitely recommend you doing that if you're serious about selling online full-time. Another change I want to possibly do is, last year I listed 12 items a day daily. I did not miss one day. This year I've already missed. In California, there's been the wind storms. They've actually shut off my power a couple times, which is why I haven't posted very many videos. That threw a wrench, but I'm not gonna let that stop me. So I do want to expand that. I do want to list more items. I want to up it to about 15 to 20. However, that doesn't mean I'm gonna go buy just garbage just to have enough listings. So I'm gonna keep the 12 item minimum because it's been working for me. It's just the right amount. I usually list 6 hard goods, 6 soft goods, and it's been working for me. This next year, I'm gonna try to expand that number to 15 to 20, and if I can do it, I think my business will grow even more. Listing goals is something positive to have. However, don't let that control you. If, for example, if you find only 5 items, but they're really good items, list those 5 items. Don't make yourself buy an extra, 7 just to make it 12. Whatever you got, make it work. But having that goal to motivate you, I mean, maybe you want to go to that other thrift store to see if you can find more items. 12 items a day actually really worked for me, and I think expanding it is only going to help. Piggybacking off of that one, a consistent sourcing, being out there, you're giving yourself more opportunities to find better items, and I'm a testament to that. Actually, recently I went to the swap meet and I found a $200 Monster High doll and I thought it was worthless. I actually was almost not gonna pick it up, and lo and behold, it was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, which is nuts. The more you're out there, the more you'll find. I completely understand when you're getting beat to a bunch of stuff at the thrift stores and the yard sales and even estate sales, but going out consistently definitely does help and expand your knowledge. I do want to source more, but I also want to spend more time at home. Lately I've been sourcing a lot, and a lot of my energy goes to that. When I come home, I'm just exhausted. I don't really want to do anything. I do have to pick my days. Maybe like 3 days out of the week I stay home, 4 days out of the week I source. I had to think about that a little bit more, but I definitely want to continue sourcing consistently because it's been paying off, especially with the higher end items that you can only be there if you go consistently. Now onto what you probably wanted to see, is how much I made in 2024. So what you're seeing here is January 1st, 2024 to December 31st. This is going to be my first year documented whole year, but I've actually been selling almost for 2 years. February, like the end of February, is going to be my second year. This number right here, the 100,494.86. I can officially say I'm a 6-figure seller. And just keep in mind, this is just eBay. I also sell on Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, and also at conventions. So that's not counting any of that. This is just strictly eBay. Gross, I made $60,502.09 before cost of goods. So just keep that in mind. Selling cost, I paid $33,936.51, which is mostly shipping, labels, etc. Sales price per item, $35.37. I'm happy with that. Obviously, you always want to have a bigger average sales price, but this is pretty decent. Quantity sold, 2,841, which is more than last year. All these numbers are going to be high because last year I quit in end of February, March, so everything is going to be plus because I actually had 2 extra months this year to make it. 100,000 is very, very good. I almost didn't make it. I was like, it was not down to the nitty gritty at the end of the year, and I was so happy to make it. Definitely an accomplished feeling when I hit that number. I only want to go up from there. All right, the sales by category. So video game consoles, 11,162. Video game consoles, video games, 9,474. Video game consoles controllers, 5,429. Clothing, which is the huge game changer this year that I didn't really do very well last year, 3,922. And this is mainly swimwear. I did mention before that I was looking into the board shorts because no one looks at them, and I've actually learned a couple good brands. I've actually been selling them consistently, so that is definitely a highlight right there. That swimwear is ranked up there, probably the highest clothing item I've sold. Another one is the t-shirts, 2,685. Athletic shoes, 2,671. DVDs, 2,587. Dolls and bears, this is another huge one. A lot of that is Build-A-Bear, 2,419, so that's pretty decent. Another clothes, casual button-down shirts, 2,343. Toys and hobby action figures, 2,280. Toys and hobbies, individual cards, so these are like the single cards that listed for Yu-Gi-Oh, etc. 2,268.57. And we can go from there. So pretty much my best selling categories is video games, clothing, and toys. Digital cameras, 1,953, and I definitely want to, this year when I'm sourcing more at garage sales, I want to find more of these digital cameras. They're really fast moving most of the time. Occasionally you'll get a return for, you know, some odd reason. For the most part, the cameras end up working pretty well, and I definitely want to learn more and pick up better cameras this year. Anyways guys, let me know in the comments below if this video was helpful to you guys. If you're contemplating selling online, I would definitely recommend doing it part-time first, seeing if it works out, and if it works out, maybe then ponder full-time. But it is definitely a grind. It's definitely work. It's not as easy as it looks. There's tons of communication back and forth with the customers. There's tons of shipping. There's tons of returns. There's tons of issues that you guys don't see. Definitely pays off being my own boss. You know, a lot less stress. And I'm actually happy to see my business be successful. It just makes me feel a lot better that I'm actually doing something right, and I definitely want to continue it for next year. And who knows, maybe, you know, next year I'll be saying, you know, I doubled that number. That would be amazing. Thank you guys for watching, guys. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe for more videos. Follow my Instagram and TikTok at GrimZRaider. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see what I find next. Thanks, guys.